In 1898, a struggling author wrote about an unsinkable ship called the Titan. It struck an iceberg in April and sank in the North Atlantic. 14 years later, the Titanic met the exact same fate, same size, same speed, same tragedy. Coincidence? Or did someone see the future? Clusterstory. This is Clusterstory, where we take a deep dive into history to get a great understanding of how we got here. Hit the subscribe button, turn on the bell, like and share this video. What you are about to hear will challenge everything you believe about time, fate, and the human mind. Throughout history, seers, writers, and visionaries have made predictions so accurate that they seem impossible. These are not vague prophecies twisted to fit events. These are specific, detailed, and terrifyingly precise glimpses into the future. Here are the top 10 ancient predictions that came true. Number 10, Morgan Robertson. And the Titan. We begin where our story started. Morgan Robertson was a little-known author living in New York. In 1898, he published a novella called Futility, or The Wreck of the Titan. The story described the largest ship ever built, deemed unsinkable by its creators. It struck an iceberg on a cold April night in the North Atlantic. There were not enough lifeboats. Thousands perished. 14 years later, the RMS Titanic launched on its maiden voyage. It was the largest ship ever built. It was called Unsinkable. It struck an iceberg on a cold April night in the North Atlantic. There were not enough lifeboats. Over 1,500 souls were lost. The parallels are haunting. Both ships were British. Both were around 800 feet long. Both traveled at similar speeds when they hit the ice. Both sank in the same location. Robertson claimed no supernatural powers. He said it was simply educated speculation, but the precision of his vision leaves us wondering. Number 9, Nostradamus and the Rise of Hitler. Michel de Nostradamus, known to history as Nostradamus, wrote his famous Prophecies in 1555. Hidden within his cryptic verses, one quatrain stands out above all others. He wrote of a leader from Western Europe who would rise from humble origins. He called this figure Hister. He described a man who would captivate the masses, wage terrible war, and bring unprecedented destruction to the world. Nearly 4 centuries later, Adolf Hitler rose to power in Germany. He came from humble origins in Austria. He captivated the masses with his speeches. He waged the deadliest war in human history. The similarity between Hister and Hitler is undeniable. Skeptics point out that Hister was an old Latin name for the Danube River. But the surrounding details of the prophecy match Hitler's life with eerie accuracy. Nostradamus saw something coming. What exactly he saw remains a mystery. Number 8, Jules Verne's Journey to the Moon in 1865. French author Jules Verne published From the Earth to the Moon. It was science fiction, pure fantasy for its time. Yet Verne described a lunar mission that mirrors the Apollo program with stunning accuracy. Verne's spacecraft launched from Florida. Apollo 11 launched from Florida. Verne chose a launch site near Tampa. Cape Canaveral is just over 100 miles away. Verne's capsule carried 3 astronauts. Apollo carried 3 astronauts. Verne calculated the speed needed to escape Earth's gravity. His numbers were remarkably close to the actual velocity achieved. Perhaps most chilling of all, Verne described the spacecraft splashing down in the Pacific Ocean upon return. Apollo 11 splashed down in the Pacific Ocean. A century before the technology existed, Jules Verne mapped out humanity's first steps toward the stars. He claimed it was mathematics and imagination. But some patterns cannot be explained by logic alone. Number 7, Mark Twain and Halley's Comet. Samuel Clemens, known worldwide as Mark Twain, was born in 1835. That year, Halley's Comet blazed across the sky. Twain was always aware of this cosmic connection. In 1909, he made a prediction that still sends chills down the spine. He said, and these are his words, "I came in with Halley's Comet in 1835. It is coming again next year, and I expect to go out with it." 1 year later, on April 21, 1910, Halley's Comet reached its closest point to Earth. Mark Twain died the very next day. He was 74 years old. There was no illness that should have taken him precisely then. No accident, no warning. He simply knew. He predicted the exact celestial event that would accompany his death, and the universe agreed. Number 6. Jonathan Swift and the Moons of Mars. In 1726, satirist Jonathan Swift published Gulliver's Travels. Hidden within this tale of giants and tiny people was an astronomical prophecy that defied all logic. Swift described the scientists of the flying island Laputa discovering two moons orbiting Mars. He gave specific details about their orbits and distances from the planet. He wrote this 151 years before any human observed these moons. In 1877, astronomer Asaph Hall discovered Phobos and Deimos, the two moons of Mars. Their actual orbits and distances matched Swift's descriptions with remarkable accuracy. Swift had no telescope capable of seeing these moons. No one did. The technology did not exist, yet he wrote about them as if he had seen them with his own eyes. How did he know? The question has no satisfying answer. Number 5. H.G. Wells and the atomic bomb. Herbert George Wells was a visionary who saw the dark potential of human invention. In 1914, he published The World Set Free. In this novel, he described weapons of unimaginable destruction. Wells wrote about bombs that used atomic energy. He described how splitting atoms could release devastating power. He called them atomic bombs. He described cities being destroyed in blinding flashes of light. He wrote of radiation sickness. He predicted that these weapons would change warfare forever. 31 years later, in August of 1945, the United States dropped atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. The world witnessed exactly what Wells had described. Cities destroyed in seconds, radiation poisoning. The end of one era and the beginning of another. Wells did not just predict the bomb, he predicted its consequences. He saw the terror that scientists would unleash, and he tried to warn us. Number 4. Nikola Tesla's vision of smartphones. In 1909, inventor Nikola Tesla described a future that seemed like pure fantasy. He spoke of a wireless system that would allow people to communicate instantly across any distance. He described a device small enough to carry in a pocket. He said people would see and hear events happening thousands of miles away as if they were present. He predicted that the planet would be transformed into one enormous brain. Tesla described the smartphone over a century before it existed. He envisioned the internet decades before the first computer. He saw FaceTime, video calls, and instant global communication when the telephone was still a novelty. Tesla was called a madman in his time. History proved him a prophet. Number 3. The Oracle of Delphi and the Persian Wars. In ancient Greece, no prophecy was more respected than those spoken at Delphi. The oracle, known as the Pythia, was consulted by kings and generals before every major decision. In 480 BC, the Persian Empire invaded Greece with the largest army the world had ever seen. King Xerxes commanded over 1 million soldiers. Greece seemed doomed. The Athenians consulted the oracle. Her words were terrifying. She spoke of death and destruction, but hidden within her prophecy was a single ray of hope. She spoke of wooden walls that would save Athens. The Athenian general Themistocles interpreted this as a reference to ships. He convinced Athens to build a massive fleet. At the Battle of Salamis, the Greek navy destroyed the Persian armada. The wooden walls had indeed saved them. The oracle saw victory when all signs pointed to defeat. Her words changed the course of Western civilization. Number 2. Edgar Cayce and the stock market crash. Edgar Cayce was known as the sleeping prophet. He would enter trance states and speak of future events with unsettling accuracy. In 1925, while America celebrated the Roaring Twenties, Cayce delivered a warning. He predicted a massive financial collapse. He described panic in the streets. He spoke of fortunes lost overnight. He said it would begin in 1929. On October 29, 1929, the stock market crashed. Black Tuesday devastated the American economy. Banks collapsed. Families lost everything. The Great Depression began exactly as Cayce had described, exactly when he said it would. Cayce made thousands of predictions throughout his life. Many remain controversial, but his warning about 1929 was undeniable. Number 1. The sinking of the Lusitania. In April of 1915, newspapers across America printed a strange warning from the German embassy. It stated that travelers sailing into the war zone around the British Isles did so at their own risk. But the true prophecy came from passengers themselves. Survivor accounts reveal that many had premonitions of disaster. Some canceled their tickets at the last moment, gripped by inexplicable dread. Others wrote letters describing nightmares of the ship sinking. On May 7, 1915, a German submarine torpedoed the RMS Lusitania off the coast of Ireland. The ship sank in 18 minutes. Nearly 1,200 people died. The disaster helped draw America into World War I. Those who felt the warning and stayed home survived. Those who ignored their instincts did not. Sometimes the future speaks not through prophets, but through the quiet voice of intuition. Conclusion: these 10 predictions span centuries and continents. They come from authors, inventors, mystics, and oracles. Some can be explained by educated guesses and scientific insight. Others defy all rational explanation. Perhaps time is not as rigid as we believe. Perhaps some minds can glimpse what lies ahead. Or perhaps these are simply extraordinary coincidences in an infinite universe. One thing is certain: the future has been seen before, and somewhere right now, someone may be seeing what comes next. What do you believe? Are these genuine glimpses into the future or remarkable accidents of fate? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If this video sent chills down your spine, subscribe to Clusterstory and turn on notifications. We dive deep into history's greatest mysteries, forgotten truths, and the stories that shaped our world. Until next time, keep questioning, keep wondering, and never ignore a warning from the past.